December 2018 marked 2 years since the disappearance of Matthew Grant. He was reported missing and then 2 weeks later found murdered in Browning.
For the first time since that tragedy, his family has decided to share their story on television.
MTN's Elizabeth Transu sat down with them as they recalled the day Matthew went missing, the search along the way, and the tragedy they still live with today.
He was just a smiley, happy person, good sense of humor.
Matthew was a son. Matthew was a nephew, a grandson.
He was really handsome and he had a lot going for him.
But in December of 2016,
the FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for anyone with information leading to an arrest in Matthew's case.
Anyone with information is asked to call the FBI.
When he first went missing, we started to see Facebook posts from family members that were basically desperate to find where he was.
Matthew left last night with some people I don't know, she said, and he didn't come back home.
In October of that year, just 2 months before Matthew went missing, he moved to Montana from Canada.
To him, America was a better place and a better home.
He had left home to make a new name for himself, live with family in Browning, but somehow, someway, trouble found him on the reservation.
Gentleman got out of the vehicle, knocked and asked for Matthew, and Matthew jumped up and he was in his room, and Fonda asked him, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I'll be right back, Auntie."
Following every bit of rumor, tip, or information they could obtain.
I think the hard part is that we weren't getting the help from the police.
How do you do a search party? We Googled it. I Googled how to do a grid search. The missing poster, it was their missing poster. It was from this family and it was handwritten. It was nothing professional. Nobody stepped up.
It would be 16 days before Matthew's body was found.
He had frozen ice in his hair, snow covered. His shirt was partially pulled up, like somebody lifted him out of a vehicle and just tossed him there.
And although Matthew was found, the family is still searching for answers.
Matthew's story, there's a risk of it fading. For one, there are a number of other murders that have happened connected to or on the reservation, and they've faded. And so unless we start showing up, like I'm showing up today for Matthew, it's going to continue going on.
In Great Falls, Elizabeth Transu, MTN News.
That was just a short snippet of what the Grant family shared with us. For more, you can visit us online and join us back here tomorrow for part 2 of their story as we dive deeper into the ongoing investigation and what legislation is doing today for missing and murdered Indigenous people.
And for the first time since the tragedy of the disappearance of Matthew Grant and the days leading up to him being found murdered in Browning, his family is speaking out about the struggle of searching for him and the fight for justice still to this day.
December 2018 marks 2 years.
Justice is something, it seems so close yet so far away for everybody.
For a Browning family searching for answers.
They had these flyers, distributed them through Great Falls, Kalispell, Shelby.
When Matthew Grant went missing, the family acted immediately.
Because he didn't know really hardly anyone in Browning, because he was always with my nephews or his cousins. And in that day, he wasn't with any of them, and that's why I knew something happened.
Asking for help from those around them, including law enforcement.
And what was upsetting was when we, the second or third day when he was missing, we did ask the police for help. And their comment was, "Oh, he's probably out partying." It took us like almost 10 days before they actually stepped in and decided to try to help us.
And still to this day,
their motto is, "No justice, no peace." And that's what they live with. And they carry his poster, Matthew's, around. And the young ones will, just add the blue, "No justice, no peace," from the little tiny ones, because they know what they're working for.
They fight for justice not only for Matthew, but for others.
These people are running in our community. Majority of the community knows who they are. Yet we just sit there and we're at the mercy of the state. Prosecute them.
We need to have a voice for the men, not only for the women, but for the men themselves. And helping out with Matthew and making sure that we get his voice out there, of what happened to him. I think it would help not only the family of Matthew, but the families that had still need justification for their loved ones.
And they just go till they think people forget. They're not going to forget Matthew. They're never going to forget him.